thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, your wife now, even your wife. They say your brother, your son, your mother, all these important people in your house, okay, your family. And then it says, or thy friend, your wife, everything, which is as thine own. I mean, your friend, who you love so much, is as if thine own soul. Entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy father, namely of the gods of the people which are round about you, excuse me, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. It says, thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, excuse me, neither shall thine eye pity him, all right? Neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him, but thou shalt surely kill him. Thine hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of all the people. So even after he's dead, after you done grab him to put him to death, you be the first one to grab him. But then you're supposed to get a mob of people, bring them with you, and help them beat the shit. See, this is why people are Christians. Because listen what it just said. It said if you're a Christian and you're talking to somebody about Jesus, and they come at you and say, no, see, I ain't down with that. You should come. Let me tell you about my God. It says right here to kill that person. That's what it says. You didn't hear it? I'm going to read it again for you. Listen. This is Deuteronomy 13, chapter 13, verse 6. You go see it for yourself. It's in the scriptures. Okay, now look. If thy brother, the son of thy mother, that means my mother had me. I had a brother named Tito. He ain't here no more. He went on. He came out of her too. I mean, that's the description they just talking about right there. Thy brother, or thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers. Named are the gods of the people which are around you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shall thine eye pity him. Don't even have pity for him. Neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him, but thou shalt surely kill him. Thine hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hands of all the people. First thing first is when you create separatism off of people because of their religious belief and command the ones who don't have your same religion to be killed by you. First of all, that's wrong. But second of all, is that type of discrimination will lead to all the white people looking at Jesus as being a white man and solely want to cash in on God privileges themselves, which will make you in turn think that it's your right and privilege to impede the success of non-white people and reduce them to servitude for yourselves. Now, I'm not saying that happened. But do I need to say that happened? No, I don't. Because we all know what happened. So I didn't say that happened, but we all know what happened and why it happened and when and who and where. The 5 W's. What, when, where, who, and how. No, what, when, who, where, why, and how. 6 of them with the how. What, when, who, where, and why. Those are the 5 word questions. Told you to kill them. Kill people. And thou shalt stone him with stones, that he die, because he hath sought to thrust thee away from the Lord thy God. Now this is a really, really inferior God. He's got some serious inferiority complex going on. Okay, trust me on this. Which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage, and all Israel shall hear and fear, and shall do no more any such wickedness as this is among you. Now, what wickedness can you do other than that wickedness right there for killing someone, simply because they wanted to suggest to you that there was other gods on the earth, other than just yours? You know, the truth is, you don't went around the world and pushed that on everybody and forced it on everybody. And this is how you did it. This is a description of your method of becoming the great corporate religion court that you are. We just got a description of the tactics that you guys utilize to become this great conglomerate of filth. Because that's what it is. So don't get mad at me for letting you know that. Because you might think it's really milk and honey and all that kind of shit. But it's not. It's very wicked. It's been abusive to everyone, especially the women. Because the biggest lie ever told is the lie that the women are the ones that's responsible for sin on the earth. When the truth should have been told that it'd be nobody on the earth with the opportunity to sin if it wasn't for some woman going through the burden of carrying a person around for 9 months and then going through the agony of pus and blood and screaming and pushing and all this going on so to be delivered into the world. The man that stands up and become so envious of her having that unique paradigm of self, quality and condition of being, grace bestowed from the universe. Someone gets jealous and now he wants to sit around and claim that he went to sleep and somebody took a rib out of him and made the woman. So that makes him have greatness over the woman. It's all in here. Garbage. Garbage like that. And this is why our society is so destroyed, it's so twisted, because the average person on earth wants to listen to fairy tales and fables, and they push away fast from the truth. Okay? Now let me read this one right here. This is Luke 14:26. It says, "If every man cometh to me, and hateth not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, in his own life also, he cannot be my disciple." The average person will not seek truth. They believe that there is something more important than finding out the truth. People go fishing, dancing, out to eat. They go to the park, etc. They go to the sporting events, hospital stores, etc., etc. But they don't go to these places looking for truth. They look for everything in these places but the truth. They look for things to change the truth. They look for lies. People have been convinced to believe lies so much that now the truth is something that will get the truth bringer killed. So the preachers and politicians are all paid very well by the ignorant masses. They require more lies, more corruption, more reason to hate, and more justification for acts of injustice and discriminative atrocities on and to the people that the Lord thy God has delivered you to. Imagine that. Okay? I wrote this down after I was reading. I didn't say, watch the way you walk, watch the way you talk. Excuse me. It says, watch the way you walk, watch the way you talk. Know this without a doubt, you're in the land of the lost. Alright? And then it's like, I ain't got to read that to you. It's kind of hardcore. From back in the day. I wrote this stuff, I think, about 3 years ago. Alright, and this is Matthew 14:19. "And he commanded the multitudes to sit down on the grass, and took the 5 loaves and 2 fishes, and looking up to heaven, he blessed and broke and gave the loaves to his disciples, and the disciples to the multitudes." This is psychotic teaching. This type of teaching is only able to make sense to ignorant people. First of all, it is hypocritical. It gives permission to one section of people to murder another section of people and steal their land. It also instructs these people to hate this nation of people that they go amongst or are delivered to murder them, to destroy their religion, to disrespect their existence, to not breed with them, and to be quick at making life hard to bear, and to kill them, their companions, their animals, and everything there that breathes. Now this garbage teaching can be found in the King James Version of the so-called Holy Bible. Okay? Now God all of a sudden forgets to be holy and sends barbarians to do his work of genocide to the heathen black people. Alright? Okay. What's the most sad? What's the most sad about this is that a lot of people believe this crap. These people call themselves Christians. They really believe that God would okay murder and theft. Most of these Christians are ignorant and black. You may try to accept this falsehood, and you might try to find justification for your acceptance of this falsehood. However, A false name and a false image is a false god. You don't need to wait for Satan to fool the world. He already has. Yeshua, the so-called Jesus, was not European, Greek, or Roman white. Okay, Revelation 1:15, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burnt in a furnace. You might say it doesn't matter what color he was, but Exodus 20:16 says, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. In Revelation 12:13, and he causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Whose deadly wound was healed. That's Matthew 24:24. And they shall deceive the very elect. In the year 1555, John Hawkins captained a slave ship of 300 Africans. In 1585, 30 years later, Queen Elizabeth I rented him a 100-ton ship named Jesus of Lubeck. The image that you know of as Jesus is fake. It is the Greek mythological god Zeus. The world has been deceived. This is a false god. This is an idol god, a myth, and a deception. The correct name is Yeshua ben Yosef, also known as Yeshua el Pandera. Pandera meaning the panther. You might say it doesn't matter what name you call him, but the scripture says, Exodus 27, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Jesus and Jehovah and Zeus equals Jupiter. The name means God. Zeus or God is Zeus. 2 Timothy 2:15 says, study to shew themselves approved unto a God, a workman that needed not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Exodus 24 says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Okay, now it said, always hateful and discriminative toward people that will not become dull and confused as they are. These people have no real spiritual connection to their self-God spirit, because they seek to worship the image of the white people, Jesus Christ. This is straight out idolatry. It is pagan. It is a sin. It is a grave image of the supposed son of the God that commissioned the atrocious acts all throughout the Bible, in the same God of the wicked nations of the earth today. It is all the Christianity bullshit that is eradicating all mankind, all animals, all plants, all aquatic, all atoms, air, soil, food, everything has been destroyed by Christianity and religion. And it's true. You can't even go into the damn grocery store now and buy a tomato. The damn thing don't even taste like a tomato. The cucumbers is wrinkled as hell as soon as you put your hand on it. This is the quality of life we all can look forward to by you all running up into them churches, giving them all that damn money, and they're so greedy and so controlling that now they've started giving the garbage food to everybody on the earth that us black people has always had to get from them. It's always been like that for us. But now I see it everywhere. When I come here to Vancouver, Washington, and I go into all these stores and see this garbage food in the store, in the white people neighborhood. I remember when I was young, I used to go to the white people neighborhood to buy stuff, because I knew they had better quality stuff. Now the quality of the vegetables is messed up everywhere. Even, you can't go out into the rich neighborhoods where the real wealthy live at and see if they got any real wealthy stores, because it don't exist. It's Costco. Now, I haven't been in Costco since I've been here to Washington, because I don't have a Costco card. But when I lived in Hawaii and California, I did my shopping at Costco, because they always had better produce all the time. And so, that's one of the advantages of Costco. You can at least probably get some decent, they are decent everything. If you really want to know what I think, if I had a Costco card, I wouldn't be wasting time. I'd just be flying right there. Revelation, it causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Okay, first books of the Bible is the Pentateuch. Then Moses wrote it. Bullshit. Moses never existed. Okay. Menkepera to Hudi Mays, which was Thutmoses, and Thutmoses became Moses. And Genesis equals the genealogy of Isis. That's